So yesterday, Apple announced, very quietly might I add, the new iPad Pro, which was pretty obvious. They were going to slap an M2 chip in it and call it a day, but they also introduced the new iPad 10th generation. And this is where stuff gets really confusing. So, just imagine for a moment that you're in the market to buy this iPad. Well, you want to learn more about it, so you click that button, just like you could hit the subscribe button. Anyway, you start scrolling down the page and oh yeah, cool, it's a landscape camera, it has a folio, it has neat colors. But wait a second, what's that? The first generation Apple Pencil? Doesn't this have a USB-C connector? Huh. At first I thought that was pretty darn weird and that Apple was offering the Apple Pencil first generation as a budget option, but then you could also use the Apple Pencil too. But strangely on the checkout page there's only the first generation available. And to top that, it comes with a USB-C to Lightning adapter so that you can actually charge the thing. At first, I refused to believe that that was the only way, so I set out on a quest to find the Apple Pencil page on the Apple website. Conveniently, it was only 3 clicks away. So I look at the Apple Pencil 2nd generation, and wait, it's the 10th generation iPad isn't there. But if I go over to the 1st generation, it is there. So that confirms my suspicions. But I'm not about to be satisfied with a simple, you can't do that because I said so. So after rubbing my 2 brain cells together for a concerning amount of time, I realized the reason why they did this, and it's not as asinine as you'd think it is. Okay, so hear me out on this. The iPad 10th generation and the iPad Air 5th generation are basically the same model. Aside from the M1 chip, which realistically you're not going to be able to take the full use of on an iPad anyway, the landscape camera, which is a nice addition, and a difference in accessory compatibility, they are basically indistinguishable if you take a silver iPad Air 5th generation and a silver iPad 10th generation. And actually, I found it really funny because there isn't a silver iPad Air 5th generation. So they are really trying to find ways to distinguish these 2 products. And I think that's what it comes down to. If you were to put the Apple Pencil 2nd generation on the 10th generation iPad, there would really be no reason to buy an M1 equipped iPad Air, because you can't use the full CPU performance anyway. Now don't get me wrong, I still think this is an incredibly stupid solution, but business-wise, it makes sense. And if you look at the popularity of Apple products, first, they had the iPod, which skyrocketed them back into the mainstream. Then they had the iPhone. Then they had the iPad. And with all these mobile devices, they got stages of Apple taking care of them. The iPod was nourished until the iPhone. The iPhone was always nourished, and the iPad had a short time, I think from the 1st generation to probably the 6th or 7th, where it was really rolling. But as of late, Apple has no competition in the space. There really aren't any tablets that I would consider buying for me or really anyone else. So yeah, that's about it. The 10th generation iPad isn't very appealing to buy because it doesn't need to be. So personally, I would stick with the 9th gen if you have one. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.